to Getting Your Money's Worth, the show that focuses on value. I'm Judith West, and our guest today is Nicholas Higgins, Correctional Services Librarian at New York Public Library. Well, that's a title I didn't expect to hear from with the New York Public Library. What on earth is Correctional Services?
Well, it's a program where we run several mobile libraries out at Rikers Island. And we also do library presentations at different state facilities in New York. It's really a program that aims at just getting as many books into the hands of as many incarcerated New Yorkers as possible. So my job is to, it's really hands-on. I mean, I run a lot of these mobile libraries. How old is this program? It goes back to 1984.
Oh, really? I had no idea that the public library sponsored such a program.
Yeah, we get funding through the New York State Education Department, through the Division of Library Development, and there was a we get funds based on the inmate population, the county inmate population here in New York City. So Rikers Island being our county facility,
exactly.
You know, we get enough money to support one staff member and a part-timer.
So you say mobile libraries? Is that like like the library trucks that? Yeah, is that what it's? What's a mobile library?
Just what you're thinking, whatever cultural reference you have to mobile libraries. I mean, you see in the movies people pushing around like a book cart.
A book cart in a hospital or something.
Right, right. So we have 4 of those out there, and we load them up
in different sections of Rikers Island.
Correct. Yeah, there are several jails out there.
Okay, so tell me. Let's go from the beginning. It's a very wide population.
Sure.
You have kids through senior citizens, right?
Yeah, I mean, the youngest are newborns. If a woman is pregnant when she's incarcerated and delivers out on Rikers Island, she can join a program that allows her to keep her baby there with her for up to a year. And then we have teenage population, young adults who are incarcerated on Rikers Island, detainees on Rikers Island. And then, the age is the limit.
So how did you become a librarian? Is this what you wanted to do?
I think I sort of fell into it, like a lot of librarians would probably tell you the same thing. I was doing some teaching in New York City for different nonprofits, and I thought that was sort of the route I was going to take. But there was an excellent trainee program at the Brooklyn Public Library that paid for a little of my school and also allowed me to work full-time at a library. And I got hooked, and it was an opportunity to work with all different types of people.
And libraries have changed a lot, have they not?
They have. I mean, they have. They've become more of like a community center type of...
more interactive.
More interactive, a little bit noisier maybe, a lot more kids programs and things like that.
Well, you guys have to keep the birth and livelihood of books going.
I think so, and with a program like this, we deal in books. There's no electronic,
folks would say, Nicholas, what is the value? I mean, so should inmates, get books so they can be entertained? What's the value of a program that puts books into the hands of inmates?
There's a lot of value in something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, anecdotally, for the people who work on Rikers Island, corrections officers who work really hard will tell me that having access to books for some of these inmates, it really lowers some of the like the fights or the violent behavior in some of the dorm areas.
It gives folks something to do.
Gives folks something to do, and in the most, I guess, famous case of a prison, somebody getting reformed through their access to library to prison, Malcolm X famously had access to his library when he was incarcerated and became a great leader.
And that's one of the most popular books that
it is. It's absolutely, and people going hand in glove are paperback dictionaries. I mean, people love to read dictionaries.
I saw that. That is one of your second most popular book requests or something. What do people do with dictionaries?
Write letters to their loved ones. Try to, people are trying to appeal their cases or find out about their, how to communicate, really.
Who would have thought the old-fashioned dictionary would be so popular?
I never have enough dictionary. In fact, I always run out.
Isn't that something?
So
That's amazing.
I'd love to get more in.
Do you leave the books? Do you leave the books with the inmates, or are they? I mean, I have to read them. So you leave them there during the week or something?
During the week, right?
You have a check-in, check-out system?
We do, and it's very traditional. It's paper and pencil.
Well, that's okay. I love tradition.
Yeah, I do too.
Tradition,
it's great.
Right. Yeah, right.
And so we operate it just like a regular.
Do folks sign for the books that they take out?
Well, we don't give anybody pencils or pens or anything. We write them down, their names and their inmate numbers and things like that, and requests if they have a request for a particular book.
So you honor requests?
As much as we can. We don't have a book budget in correctional services, so we operate just exclusively on donations. So if we have books that we have in our collection, we'll do our best to fill the requests.
So you operate on donations. So do you get books from the New York Public Library system?
We do if they're weeded out of the collection.
Oh, they have to be weeded. They have to be weeded out of the collection.
Right.
And then the rest of the books are books that folks give to you.
Yeah, from people who are cleaning out there.
Do you get good books?
We get a lot of books. I mean, some of them are good, and some of them are books that we can't use.
So tell me something. What are the kind of books that are in demand?
Dictionaries.
Dictionaries. I can't believe that, but good luck.
Dictionaries. Any sort of. We get a lot of conspiracy theory book requests.
Mysteries.
Mysteries. James Patterson novels are hugely popular.
Are there any books that are on the no list?
We do. There are a couple of books. Anything dealing with gangs. More as a common sense, stuff. 48 Laws of Power is a title that we can't bring out there. It's
and you have young adults also.
We do. Yeah. We have young adults. So we have a pretty vast young adult collection and a supply coming in from different people.
So tell me something. Are inmates good readers? I mean, are they up to speed on reading?
Well, corrections wide. People who are incarcerated, generally speaking, have a higher level of low literacy. Does that make sense? Like they're not up to like reading level. Basically, like low literacy and incarceration go hand in glove.
But they can read.
But I mean, the people who use our libraries can read. I mean, you have to remember that the people who go to jail come from our neighborhoods. I mean, we're they're our neighbors, they're our friends, they're so they have similar reading interests as people in the public.
You have, the other thing that surprised me, you also have that one of the most popular magazines is National Geographic.
National Geographic,
in a million years, I would never have guessed that. What is it about National Geographic that inmates want?
Timeless stories, great writing,
beautiful pictures.
Beautiful pictures. If we're talking about low literacy levels at Rikers Island, we try to provide enough material that won't make somebody feel uncomfortable about approaching the book truck. So anything with picture, magazines, newspapers that are written at a 4th grade level, something like that. We encourage everybody to take something. So we have comic books or magazines.
Now they have these. The graphic novel is so popular now.
Graphic novels, yeah. Anything that is accessible to somebody. They can look at the pictures. They can make up stories. And
one of your highlights, which I think is so amazing, especially for there's 2 highlights I want to talk about. But tell us about your new program for incarcerated dads.
It's a program called Daddy and Me. Again, this is supported by the New York Library. It's a program where we give dads who have children 0 to 5 early literacy workshops on basically how to read to your children, try to get dads more involved in reading to their kids. Because usually, I mean, if you ask a dad, sometimes they say, that's mom's job to read to the kids. And then we give them a couple of different workshops, and then toward the end of the program, we bring in books and a recorder, and we record the dads reading a book to their kids, and we put it onto a CD and give them a new copy of the book and give it to the children and their families. So
what a wonderful thing! It's old classics like Cat in the Hat and
Cat in the Hat,
right.
yeah, Fox and Socks. I mean, we had a guy stumble through that one, in this last recording session, and it was very special. And we invited the kids and the families in. Yeah, it was incredible how the dad sort of opened up and said, "This is something that I really want to focus on my kids when I get out of here. I mean, that's what's going to keep me out of here is focusing."
It's kind of a first step in that direction.
I think so. I mean, personally, I feel like any sort of family connection that's strong will keep you from, going on the wrong track.
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
right.
it's important.
And we know that, that kids who are living in 2-family homes they do better.
Right.
They do better academically. They do better. They do better as adults. And they just do better.
Right.
But you have a program also, or a guidebook that you're doing called Connections. Right.
Connections.
What is that?
Part of our funding we use to publish this book is called Connections. It's a resource guide for people when they come back into society from prison. They're looking for information on how to get a job, how to get housing,
so you give this,
healthcare.
Right. Connections 2010, a guide for formerly incarcerated. So how to get along. How to get along,
yeah. How to, connecting them with phone numbers with people on the other end of the line so they can, have that community support.
We interviewed somebody on the show maybe about a year ago that I thought was marvelous. He gave 2 gifts to to those who were incarcerated, getting ready to leave. He gave them a MTA card and and an alarm clock.
An alarm clock,
right,
sure, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that
makes sense.
So that they one that had double alarms, so they learn to get up on time and take the subway to get to, or mass transit to get someplace.
I think Getting Out, Staying Out still does that as an organization. That
Getting Out. I think that's what Getting Out, Staying Out.
Yeah.
But this program, and you also use volunteers, right?
Right. There's only myself and a part-timer, my assistant, that run the entire program.
You guys run the entire program?
Yeah, and we serve about.
How often do you visit Rikers Island?
I'm there 3 times out of the week. My assistant's out there twice. So we're out there a total of 5 days out of the week.
So you're there just about every day, every business day.
Every business day we have a presence on Rikers Island. We do, we bring in library school students to sort of cut their teeth on some of this. What I think is like traditional,
or something.
Traditional library services. We've had a lot of really great interns do a lot of really great work for us. We would love to have a bigger staff, to have more people, to have more programs running out there. So we're trying to work on that.
So exactly, but am I correct? Do you take volunteers from this, just regular citizens that would volunteer to go with you, and you train them how to do it? Or is that a security problem or something?
That should be fine. I mean, as long as what I usually like to do, I like to interview the person before, just to find out what their interests are, what their background is,
and
also right. And there's plenty of work to do at the office too. I mean, we get inmate letters from all over the country.
Right. I forgot to mention your inmate letters. Yeah.
We have about 50 or 60 letters that we receive in the office every week.
Asking you what?
A lot of them want that book, but we're a library, so people come asking us for different reference questions and things like that.
How to get out?
How to get out of here, right?
How to defend myself?
We get some legal questions that we refer to different legal services around the community. We get questions just as, some guy wanted to know, he wanted us to send him internet pictures of different breeds of dogs because he had an interest in dogs. I mean, anything you get at the public library, we get there in the letters.
And you must feel very good going home every night.
I do. I mean, I really love the job. This library job is definitely my favorite, and I think the most valuable work that I've done so far.
I mean, it's a real give back.
It is, and it's also.
You have kids yourself.
I do.
How old are your children?
One's 5 and one's 7 months old now.
Oh wow, 7 months. But when you look at your own kids and you're working with those incarcerated dads, there must be some kind of a very emotional connection.
It is. It can get very emotional, and it's a wonderful feeling to sort of help other dads. Sort of have
well, we're going to put up on your website and you take donations of books.
We do. We take donations. We have on our website we have a sort of a guide on what to donate.
What kind? Right.
What materials.
Okay. All right. So Connections 2010 and the website for donated books and the wonderful, amazing things you do. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Our show here is getting your money's worth, and I have to say, I was very happy to interview Nicholas Higgins. What's better than getting your money's worth than all these free services from the library? Thanks for being on this show.
You bet.
Thanks for watching.